So what we were trying to do was first graph the curve here and then find its velocity and its acceleration. So what I did on Desmos is I graphed the curve, and then I can take its velocity. I just taking the derivative term by term, so we get 2 minus t, and then the one derivative is 0, and then the derivative of the other one is just 1. So that's pretty boring. -4, I think I went to 9. Okay, so that doesn't actually give us information. So what I did was I said, what I really want is a vector that starts at 0 and goes to some point here. And so what I did was I said, I want a slider. So I'm going to ask Desmos to create a slider by 2 minus, say, a, and it says add slider. Yes, I want to do that. And then 2 minus a and 1. So that's the point. And I want that to be the end of my, my line. And so I'm going to take that times t. And so this is giving me a line, which is actually just my vector. And then I can change where that vector is by sliding my slider. And then I said, that's really cool, but what I'd really like to do is not to start my line at the origin, but I actually want to start my line wherever it is on this parametric curve. So I created a new thing. I just copied this one. Oops, copy all that. But I need these to be A's, not T's. So that's what I did here. That's where we're going to start. And then I'm going to add my line at the end. So again, it's just like creating a line. We have a point that we're starting at, which is, well, the point is here. That's our point. And then this is our direction vector. So I'm going to take my direction vector times t, and that gives me this line because I'm starting at the origin. But if I want to start at this point, then I'm going to take my point plus my direction vector times t, and that gives me the black curve. So then when we slide A, we can see here, this is the point on the line. There's our direction vector. It's the same thing as this green vector. And then as we change the t value or the a value, it moves along the curve. So that's what I did in class. But then I said, well, we don't really want to see these things. And so I just had it go like this. So hopefully that's what you were looking for. I need to call this something, so I'll call it velocity vector. And we could do the same thing with an acceleration vector. Actually, I didn't do that in class. The acceleration vector is really boring. It's just -1, 0. But I could also take this, take this, and instead of putting in our velocity vector, I could put in my acceleration vector. And so if we change A, we can see the acceleration vector, which is essentially just gravity, right, is pulling us down always. So that's what's happening there.